21 now, and my two closest friends, Mason and Emily, are the same age. We've been inseparable since 6th grade, having gone through the same K-12 school together. It's one massive building sitting alone in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by farmland and the occasional drive-through coffee shack. Our county is so rural that nothing to do is practically its slogan. During the summers, the school was always deserted, except for the rare morning when someone came in to prep for the new year. Sometimes I'd see a family letting their kids play on the empty elementary playground as I drove past on my way to work, or the occasional jogger using the track. But otherwise, the place just sat there, silent and still. We hadn't been back since graduation. So, one summer night, the three of us were sitting in Mason's car, parked at a nearly empty gas station, munching on snacks and talking about where to go next. All three of us are goth, something that bonded us early on, and we've always had a soft spot for the creepy and the unexplained. So when Mason suggested a late-night drive down the backroads lined with abandoned houses and old cemeteries, Emily and I were immediately in. We spent about half an hour pointing out decaying Victorian homes, imagining what we'd do with them if we had the money to restore them. None of us scare easily. Mason in particular could sit through the scariest horror movies without flinching. Emily and I collect strange things too: bones, old dolls, taxidermy, stuff that makes most people uncomfortable but feels like home to us. Eventually, as we were heading back toward Emily's apartment for a sleepover, she had an idea: let's stop by the school. For old time's sake. So we did. Mason pulled into the empty parking lot, and we got out, wandering toward the high school and middle school wings. We joked and reminisced about how much we hated the place, laughing under the flickering parking lot lights. Emily and I stopped by the cafeteria window, peering into the darkness. Stacked chairs, folded tables, everything looked just as we'd left it. The only light came from a few ceiling fixtures and a glow of appliances left plugged in. Then, something caught my eye. A flash of dark crimson. At first, I thought it was a piece of cloth or a banner, but then I realized it was shaped like a person. Someone was standing there, motionless, arms stiffly extended at their sides. They were wearing a deep red cloak with a hood that completely obscured their face, their head tilted down. A chill shot through me. I grabbed Emily's shoulder and whispered, "Look." She frowned, then froze. "What the hell is that?" she whispered, barely audible. Before I could answer, Mason's voice echoed from somewhere around the corner, shouting our names, his footsteps pounding toward us. We couldn't make out what he was saying, but he sounded panicked. That's when Emily screamed. Her grip on my arm was so tight I could feel her nails through my skin. I turned back toward the window, and saw the figure again. Only now, it was right up against the glass. The hood was still tilted down, the face pressed close enough to fog the pain. I couldn't see any features. Just darkness. We bolted. Emily was sobbing, dragging me by the arm as we ran across the lot. My long black dress tangled around my boots, and I nearly fell twice. We dove into Mason's car, and he floored it, tires screeching as we tore down the empty main road. For several minutes, the car was filled with nothing but frantic breathing and us yelling over each other. What the hell was that? Did you see it move? Finally, Mason managed to get out what he'd been trying to tell us before. When I shined my flashlight into the classroom window, I saw three of them. All in red cloaks, facing the wall. He said. The car went silent. My stomach churned. I felt like I might throw up. I wanted to call the police, to tell someone people had broken into the school, but we all knew how that would look. Three goth kids sneaking around school property in the middle of the night, reporting a cult in red robes? In a town where God, guns, and country is the Holy Trinity? No one would take us seriously. We drove straight to Emily's place, locked the doors, and stayed up until sunrise. None of us slept. I told my family the next day, but they brushed it off, saying I was just trying to scare my younger siblings. Even when I nearly broke down crying, they didn't really believe me. I haven't gone back to that school since, and I never will.